Good afternoon, everybody, or good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Well, welcome to Washington, D.C., home of the Washington Nationals, the world champions. Let's hear it for our Nats. We are proud of our team who went to Houston and finished the fight, winning their first ever World Series and delivering another championship to our sports capital. And now it is our turn to deliver a parade of the ages to celebrate our Nats and give the best fans in the world the opportunity to show their support. We're proud to have been here in the same position last year when the Capitals brought home the Stanley Cup, and we're already preparing to host a parade for our WNBA champion Mystics next spring. So here is hoping that we make this a tradition. And we all know D.C. is best in the business when it comes to hosting these large-scale events. Today, we are here to talk about the steps we're taking to prepare for tomorrow's parade. So we said this during the World Series, and we'll say it again. We have 4 tasks: arrive early, drink responsibly, cheer loudly, and don't drive. In fact, there is a reason not to drive because Metro will be running rush hour service all day Saturday, in addition to postponing previously scheduled track work. Fans and visitors can get more information about the parade by going to sportscapital.dc.gov and by texting NATS to 888-777. And with that, we are going to hear from members of my team who have been working with the Washington Nationals to prepare for tomorrow's events. You've heard it before. We have a standing group of government officials who help plan special events and make sure each of our agencies involved in public safety and public infrastructure is ready to go. We're joined today by Police Chief Newsham, the Director of HSEMA, Chris Rodriguez, the Director of DDOT, Jeff Marudian, the Deputy Mayor for Operations and Infrastructure, Lucinda Babers, as well as Karima Holmes, who leads our 911 call center, and Deputy Mayor Kevin Donahue, who is the Deputy Mayor for Public Safety. We're also joined by our Fire Chief, Gregory Dean, the Director of the Department of Public Works, Chris Geltart, and the Director of For-Hired Vehicles, David Doe. So now we're going to hear from our Chief of Police and our HSEMA Director, and then we will take your questions.
All right, thank you, Mayor Bowser. Congratulations to our Washington Nationals, the 2019 World Series champions. Yay! I hope that the crowds that come out tomorrow are a little bit more excited than you are. So last time we were here talking about the Nationals, and it was just before Game 3 of the World Series, we were all afraid to mention the word parade. Tomorrow we will be hosting a championship parade for our Washington Nationals. Parade. So I want to extend a sincere thank you to all the residents, D.C. government employees, MPD members, the Nationals, of course, Major League Baseball, and local businesses who have helped make this a successful and an exciting season. We understand that some folks in the neighborhoods were inconvenienced recently to accommodate these games, and we certainly appreciate their patience. The excitement and anticipation of this parade is evident across the city, and like all major events that we hold here in Washington, D.C., we are prepared. The parade will begin at 2 o'clock. It will run from 15th and Constitution. It will run eastbound to 3rd Street, where the stage will be set. You can see them setting up the stage behind me. The rally should begin around 3:30. If you want to think about a box in the city, to the north is East Street, to the south is Independence, to the west it'll be 17th Street, and to the east it'll be 3rd Street. All within that box will be significantly impacted with traffic restrictions. Between the hours of about the most strict restrictions will start around 9 a.m. tomorrow morning and probably run through about 5 p.m. For those that are attending the parade, there will be jumbotrons set throughout the parade route. So after the parade goes by, you'll be able to stay at your location to enjoy the rally. By now, I hope everyone has reviewed the list of road closures and parking restrictions that'll be in place. The mayor mentioned this, and I encourage everyone to do it. If you have not looked at the road restrictions, go to sportscapital.dc.gov. I went there this morning. It's very informative. You can also text NATS, the word NATS, to 888-777 to get text alerts regarding the event. MPD will obviously have increased staffing for the parade. We'll also have sufficient staffing in our neighborhoods to ensure that police services are not interrupted. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Washington, D.C. has a proud history of celebrating responsibly and with class. We certainly don't want to ruin that reputation. As the mayor said, we're urging people not to drive. In the event that you do drive, do not drink and drive. At this time, there are no credible threats to the nation's capital for this upcoming weekend. Again, if you are bringing children to the parade, please talk to them prior to arrival about what to do in the case that they become separated. If they do become separated, there will be a very visible Metropolitan Police present, as well as our partners from Capitol and Park Police. So to have the young children know to go up to a police officer so they can be reunited with their family. As a reminder, carrying open containers of alcohol is prohibited in the District of Columbia. MPD will have both uniformed and non-uniformed officers working the event. And then lastly, just as you've heard me say before, folks, if they see something suspicious, please say something to one of the visible law enforcement officers that will be out here. We're very excited about tomorrow. I'm now going to ask Director Chris Rodriguez to come up and say a few words.
Thanks, Chief. Good afternoon, everyone. I just wanted to start off by reiterating what the mayor said in terms of the cooperation of all district agencies, the Mayor's Special Events Task Force, the Nationals organization in planning for this parade. It's been a really great experience, and we do this on a regular basis in terms of a lot of special events throughout the district. But the cooperation of all district agencies, as well as the Nationals organization, has been essential in planning this parade. What I want to mention is the fact that, for this parade, the district's primary goal is to ensure that fans that heading down here will be able to do and celebrate and be here as safely and securely as possible. I can't stress enough what the mayor and the chief had said to sign up for the mayor's free text service. This is how we're going to be communicating important information throughout the event, throughout the parade, updates on weather, transit, traffic, safety, and more. So please text NATS, N-A-T-S, to 888-777. That's NATS to 888-777. To further ensure a safe and enjoyable experience for all our fans, Mayor Bowser has instructed that the district's Emergency Operations Center, or its EOC, will be activated for the duration of the parade. That means that we will be inviting all relevant district agencies, as well as our federal and regional partners, to our EOC in Anacostia to facilitate information sharing and fulfill any resource requests that might be coming from the parade. Finally, as the chief said, the crowds around this area will be large, and it's important that all fans have an emergency plan in place, particularly if you're attending with children. If you do get separated, make sure that you have a prearranged meeting spot to reunite and make sure people are safe. As the chief said, there will be a heavy Metropolitan Police Department presence out here, so if you see something suspicious, please tell a police officer. And with that, I'll turn it over to DDOT Director Muriel.
Good morning. Thank you, Director Rodriguez. This is such an exciting time for our city, and I will indeed reiterate that it is great to say the word parade. And as Mayor Bowser said, we are expecting large crowds to participate in this historic celebration. And we know that with large crowds comes heavy traffic. As the mayor said, we encourage everyone to leave their cars at home and use public transit or alternative forms of transportation as much as possible. For the safety of everyone, we have created a pedestrian-only zone around the parade route, which means that fans should not expect to operate vehicles, bicycles, or scooters within the pedestrian-only zone. We will host bike and scooter corrals at 3 convenient locations just outside of the pedestrian area. These corrals will be available for shared dockless vehicles and Capital Bike Share bikes beginning at 12:30 p.m. until 1 hour after the rally ends. We also have dedicated areas for pickup and drop-off from for-hire vehicles as well. All of the information that you need to plan your trip is available on sportscapital.dc.gov. And as Director Rodriguez said, the fastest way to receive transit and safety updates is from our district government source, which is texting NATS to 888-777. We want everybody to have a safe and enjoyable weekend. And once again, congratulations to our Nationals. I'll now turn it back over to the mayor.
Thank you. Thank you. And let's give a round of applause to our directors, our chief. I also want to recognize that we are joined by representatives of the Capitol Police, and we are joined by Gregory McCarthy, who is the Senior Vice President for the Washington Nationals. Congratulations, Gregory. And a district government alum, so a special congratulations. And we are also joined by the Ward 2 council member, Jack Evans, who was a part of a mighty group of 7 council members who helped make sure that the Washington Nationals have an arena to play in. So welcome, Jack. So with that, we'll take any questions on topic. Yes?
Did it just work out that this happened on the weekend, or was there a request for it to happen on the weekend? And are there advantages and disadvantages for this being a weekend event as opposed to during the week?
I like it being on the weekend myself. I'll ask Gregory to talk about what the team's objective was. Well, certainly when the game happened, having enough days to plan this type of event is important. We had a great template because of the recent parade for the Washington Capitals. They are following a similar route, and our special events task force has been working with the team. The advantages I see is that we can have lots of Washingtonians and people from around the region who are already off. We don't have to close city government, which I also like, and we're going to have fantastic weather. It is also helpful. I think that we have the full capacity of Metro on the weekend that's not competing with commuting. So I think it's all around, for me, it's a great day. Want to add anything, Gregory?
I totally concur with the mayor about the pluses of doing it on a weekend, but we wanted to do it as quickly as possible. Today was too early, and we didn't want to wait till Monday, so it was either 3 days or 5 days, and we thought 3 days was better.
Mayor, do you have any sense of how much all of this is, I mean, it seems like kind of a downer question, but how much is all this going to cost? Who's going to pay for it, and what's the likely economic impact of having thousands?
Well, we already have an estimate of the impact of the home games. We had 3 home games. I think the estimate we got for 2 was the economic impact would be plus $6.5 million. So you can do the math and figure out what a third game would be. And the city will be supporting this large-scale event with our public safety apparatus, including fire, police, 911, health, all of the things that we do for big events. And our agencies are working to make sure that we have a safe event. The last time we approached $2 million in supportive services for the parade, and it could be up to that for this one. The team is taking care of all the production of the parade, all of the things that you see coming up around us is supported by the team. Yes.
As far as any lessons learned or challenges that you may have had in the last parade, what did you learn from that, and is any of that being applied to the production that we're going to have this weekend?
I would say that, and I'm going to ask the chief and HCMA to come up to talk with you about some specifics, but we thought that was pretty flawless.
I will agree with the mayor. Whenever we have a large event here in the city, we do what's called an after action. And so we always try to make tweaks to those plans. But every single time we do a large event in the city, it gets better. The Capitals Parade, and I think the mayor suggested this already, in my estimation, went off extremely well.
Mayor, do you have any guesstimates on crowd size?
No, it'll be big. It'll be big. It'll be big. Yes.
Who will be in the parade? Is that the Nationals? Are they in charge of that?
Yes, why don't we let Gregory talk about the runner show?
We will be releasing information about who's in the parade later, but I can tell you, of course, it'll feature our players and the trophy. Our general manager and the manager will be in the parade. We're going to have lots of personalities who've been part of the team's history from the beginning as well as today. And we're also going to have a lot of community assets, Little League kids, military, the summer readers that have been with us, people who we build fields with, as well as 10 DCPS schools, some marching bands, and more details to follow later today.
What do you expect to be the high points?
The mayor's remarks will be the high points, among other things. We'll have some players talking, as well as our general manager and our manager and our principal owner, but more details will be forthcoming later today. Yes, of course. Yeah.
DCPS schools will have bands in them?
They'll be walking.
Oh, 10 DCPS schools will be walking in the parade.
Among other community-based assets, that's right, yes. As well as people from the summer reading program at the national-sponsored schools that we sponsored along the way, and all the Little Leagues who wear our uniforms, as well as representatives from the military bases.
What does it mean, Mayor, to the spirit of D.C. to have a huge victory like this?
I mean, it's amazing, and there are, expert baseball folks behind me who will tell you the exact dates that we appeared in the World Series, and as long as we did not have a team, I think 30 plus years that we didn't have a team, and then we have this team facing 5 elimination games and 4 big wins on the road against an incredible Houston Astros team to win on the road is just amazing, and it is a great example of persistence, grit, excellence, and team play, and we couldn't be prouder of them, and we also don't think it's a coincidence that they're winning against all odds at the same time the Congresswoman's bill for statehood is advancing in the House of Representatives, and we have an opportunity again on a world stage to highlight the need to add DC as the 51st state. All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you at 2 o'clock. Line up along Constitution Avenue and a big rally right here in front of the stage at 3rd and Pennsylvania. Oh, I'm signing the mayor's order to make this all happen.